How's everyone today? Give me just a second. Just back in from a walk, warming up. It is cold outside. When I walked earlier this morning, it was 9 degrees, which is like negative something for. Hey, Stuart, how are we all? Pretty good. How about you? Yogi is later, a little bit, couple minutes. Not too bad though. Hey, Michael, we got Riley here, Banana Man. Riley, once again, congratulations on your hitting 50 plus. Stuart says, good afternoon, Yogi Weather. Hope you're well. Thanks, Stuart. Hope you're well too. Everyone is saying hi. Hey, smile face. How are you? Was today the day you did smile face? Today the day you did your session with Jace? Hey, Selma. Mark says I was in both chats this morning. I cheated though. I said her before I went. Wow. Only a slight cheat. Smile face says I'm good, and you? Doing pretty good too. Someone says hello to Danny. Hello to Michael. Selma was in both chats too. Selma was in this morning. It was a quiet morning chat. Appreciate that. So it's just watching ads. Yeah, it was a quiet chat this morning. I think we only had like 5, 6 people. They don't mind when that happens. You never know. Some days we get a bunch in, some days we don't. Coffee says, yeah, we're about to do a season session any minute now. Awesome. If I remember correctly, you're not wanting it to be a live stream just yet, right? You want to get the feel of it. What's the news, Stuart? Hey, Daisy. Daisy, how are you? What's the update? What's the update with the watch hours, Daisy? My cat is here. She wants to know. Someone says, Stuart, thank you for having my back. Says hi to Daisy May. And yeah, correct. I can understand that. I didn't think I was just supporting people. I didn't think I would ever put a workout up on YouTube. And then 2 people, one of whom is still present, hasn't been on a live stream for me in a while, about a year, but he still pops in on occasion on my channel. So it says I got to work out with Jace. That's the news. That's not like super news though. I thought it was going to be something you haven't done yet. Did you guys do anything different? We get let's see. Oh shit. Rana Rana, it says I'm from Russia. Welcome from Russia, my friend. How is the weather in Russia? Daisy says check out on Monday. I'm trying not to stress about it. Gotcha. Makes sense. Hey Specs. Specs, how are you? Specs says hello Yogi. How are you, my friend? Daisy says, Specs, hey girl. She says she's good. I'm good too, Specs. I'm cold. As I was saying earlier in the chat, when I went out to walk this morning, it was 9 degrees. I think it has warmed up to about 13 degrees though. Specs this side of Michael. We I think this is last day of the what they're calling the polar vortex. It's funny how they've come up with these names. When we were kids, it was just pretty damn cold. It was like 2 pair of socks cold, but we didn't have fancy names like Polar Vortex or Heat Index or stuff like that. Spec says, it was only a short clip, but I successfully did my first editing today, so I feel very accomplished. That is actually a big accomplishment. I can't edit at all. What do you use to edit, Specs? Daisy says, oh yeah, Polar Vortex. I remember that term. I'm glad it doesn't apply to you, Daisy, any longer. Someone says she's going to her boyfriend Harrison's house today. Well, good. Have fun, Selma. Vic says, I've never heard Polar Vortex. That sounds awesome. Awesomely suck. Awesomely sucking. Because it does. It's just cold. It's not windy, though, which is pretty cool. I appreciate that. Spec says, I downloaded an app called YouTube Create, and it's really neat. It's free, too. Might have to look for that. Daisy says, yeah, there's a swear words to me. Hey, actually, I heard, what's the temperature in Florida? Because I heard it was supposed to get pretty cold in Florida. For Florida. It was supposed to get Florida cold. Michael says, we just had a cold weather advisory. And Michael is technically in the south. South-ish. Selma says, Jay, have fun. Selma, 63 now. That's actually pretty cold for you. How you holding up? Well, you're originally a northern girl, if I remember correctly. Someone says, thank you, Specs. I got back with my boyfriend Harrison. Hey, Danny. Danny the singer is here, says, so Yogi, my friend. How are you, Danny? Daisy said, northern Florida gets snow. Northern Florida is kind of its own little state within a state, isn't it? And there's plenty of places that have states within states. Like in Pennsylvania, the saying is that you have Pittsburgh to the west, and you have Philadelphia to the east, and you have Kentucky in the middle. Spec says, with my dyslexia issues, it's kind of a hurdle in my head. So I'm glad that I did it, even if it's very simple. Hey, Specs, celebrate every victory, every single victory, everything that makes you feel good, everything that boosts your confidence, your self-esteem, everything that just puts a smile on your face. Celebrate it, because it's a big deal. You know, there's a lot of things in the world, a lot of people that are, even including ourselves, that is perfect. We're always perfectly happy to tear ourselves down. I've spent a portion of my life always willing to tear myself down and always listen to the negative voices, believing that it's true. But it's not true. Celebrate those little victories. That's what life is all about. Celebrating, grateful, joyful, and being kind. Kindness has been the theme. It's always been the theme of my channel, but the live streams more and more. And this is from a conversations I've had with a couple good friends about practicing. How do you get good at forgiving? How do you get good at being patient? How do you get good at being kind? Don't worry about it, because practicing kindness is kindness. Practicing forgiveness is forgiveness. Practicing patience is patience. Let's see. Hey, Angie, welcome back. Angie says hello. Daisy says yes. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Danny says, good Yogi, cooking at the moment. What are you cooking, Danny? Anything good? Michael says, what do you think about? Hey, Michael, thanks for bringing that up. I couldn't open it up. I could open up the email, but it wouldn't, what are they called? The little thingy wouldn't come through. So yeah, I couldn't listen to it. All right, let's see. Danny says Specs Appeal and Danny the Singer Manny. And Angie, everyone gets a wave. Hey, Maddie. Still at work, Miss Yogi, just heading out, sorting roads, dropping a like. I appreciate that. No, it's busy for you, so I appreciate that you took a moment to stop in. Danny waves at Maddie. Spec says, "Amen. Wise words, always from Yogi. That's why I love this channel and community. You guys rock." Well, thank you for being part of it, Specs. You're one of the reasons why it rocks. You have such a kind heart, such a loving presence. It overflows. People like you guys make my channel look good. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd just be an old guy in front of a camera, stumbling over words, angrily shaking my fists at things that bother me, chasing all the young people off of my YouTube lawn. Hey, Brian Lane, been a bit. Cat says, "Hello, Yogi's a friend." Cat, how are you? Maddie says, "Hated Danny." Both Danny's. Cat says, "Practice." The practice is the thing. We always worry about getting good. You don't get good at forgiveness, you just forgive. Does it stick? It doesn't matter if it sticks, you just forgive again. It's the same with meditation, it's the same with yoga, it's the same that everything that we do that is worthwhile. Someone says, "I'm going to prank him today. I will take you guys with me." Awesome, Selman. Maddie's waving at Cat and Jack. Brian says, "Hello, Eric and Jack. Decided to stop by for a few." Always appreciate that, Brian. How are you? Someone says hi to Cat. Daisy says, "Gotta run." Daisy out. Thanks for popping in, Daisy. Hey, False North, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see all you guys popping in. Cat sending love to Soma. Michael says, "I'll send it again." Thanks, Michael. Hey, you guys connected with our friend Brian Lane? He's been a longtime friend. Spec says, "I forgot to like." Did you? Well, thank you. 14, 13, 13 thumbs up. Hey, Justin. Justin is here. Says the Yogi and family. Justin, how's Julie doing? Someone says, "Two Dandies in here." Yeah. You know what? It has been my consideration. You can never have too many dandies in a live stream. Having said that, I don't believe we've ever had more than two. So I could be wrong. Three dandies might be one dandy too much, but I suspect that honestly, you can never have too many dandies in a single live stream. Twix says two dandies are better than one. I agree. Well, I don't know. It might depend on the Danny. Danny DeVito would be a pretty special guest. I got to tell you, I'd be pretty happy with with Danny DeVito hanging out. Danny Glover, right? I got to be honest with you. I can't think of another Danny. I can't think of another famous Danny. I know there's got to be one. John Travolta's character in Grease, his name was Danny. Danny Zuko. Why do I remember that? Here's the reason why I remember it. Because something very, very extremely important I don't remember. So I have space for useless information. Thanks, Michael. Michael just sent me an email of him doing a voice. Michael's going to be doing some voice acting coming up. Kat says, "When I practice, I have to also forgive myself when I'm not 100% because I also want to be 100%. That's big, isn't it? You know, I just posted something on my Facebook page. Speaking of which, if anyone is on Facebook and they want to connect, let me know. This is from Hunter S. Thompson. Beware of looking for goals. Look for a way of life. Decide how you want to live, and then see what you can do to make a living within that way of life. So yeah, Kat, your comment sort of reminded me of that. We always do want to, and I suffer from that. When I start something, I want to be really good at it, which sometimes can take away the joy of doing something. Let's see, everyone's saying hi. Someone says hi to Yogi, which is me. Thank you, Selman. Justice has had a squirrel. Hey, squirrel. Sampa says, greetings, Eric. I've eventually crawled out of my hermit state. I found myself in today. I have a rough start, and so I took myself back to bed. Sometimes you need to do that, squirrel. Sometimes we need to be in that hermit state. Sometimes we need to go back to bed. Michael says, yeah, expecting a strip from another YouTube channel that does cartoons and old-timey TV shows. Wow. So this might become really big for you. Danny Trejo. Oh, yeah, Danny Trejo. Thank you. Danny from Greece. Nice, Selma. Julia's doing great today. Awesome. It's almost 100% now. Thank you, for, Yogi. Absolutely. Brian says, how you been? 36 on Friday, Eric. That's fairly cold for you, right? Brian, I'm doing pretty good. It's nice to see a little more posts from you lately. Danny says, Yogi, we need an exercise about forgiveness. Interesting. We can do something about that, Danny. We get caught up in the chat and think that over. Hey, Jane. Gamberland says, hi, Eric. Hi, all. Brian says, no, I mean, oh, you're 36 on Friday. Happy birthday, Brian. I know I'll see you, maybe not here, but I know I'll see you online before Friday. 36 is a good year. Brian, you're in your prime. Have you guys watched Brian's workout videos? Here's the thing about Brian. You watch him work out, and he is absolutely fierce. Some of the most powerful reps. And then you see him lying on his back with his turtles. And the joy and the love. Man, the first time I saw Brian and his turtles was amazing because you never expect turtles giving affection. You could see yourself being affectionate to a turtle. But Brian and his turtles, the affection was two ways, is two ways. Amazing. So you get to see those two sides of Brian. Brian says, yeah, I thought I'd get back. Just going through healing and other issues while I was on less. It's understandable. You're pretty in tune with what's going on. Someone says, on what's going on internally. My boyfriend Harrison is trying to prank me. I know what he's doing. Yep. I do Dios muy no manches. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ching. So what's going on, Jane? Jane's got some results. Hey, Jace. Jace says, hello, won't let me join. I'm live with Fishy in a few minutes. I wonder what's going on with the live stream. Something on my end, no doubt. I apologize. So, hey, Stuart and Jace will be doing a workout in a little bit. If you guys want to join in and do the work, watch along. Hey, Danny. Younger Danny. Are you going to be any chance hanging out this evening on the live stream? We could do a short guided forgiveness meditation if you want. Jane says YouTube has sent a copyright issue to him. He has 7 days to take my photo down. Awesome. Why anyone would even think that that is acceptable, I don't know. Hey, Dottie. Way to stand your ground. Big Sam says very, very loudly, why are you bald? It's a good question. Let's go with gravity. Pretty sure it's gravity's fault. I gotta be honest with you. Not a big fan of gravity. Some people blame genetics, but it doesn't seem fair. My mom wasn't bald. My dad wasn't bald. So why would I blame them? And even if it is genetics and it was, passed down, it doesn't seem right to blame them. It wasn't their fault any more than. But gravity, I can blame gravity. So how about I give a shout out to Mike? Let's see. Someone says Jace case face haste mace case pace Yace race pace trace lace base face, and not once was anything repeated. Well done, Selman. Danny says yes, I'll be there. Someone says stop, Big Sam. That's rude. And let's see. Donnie says if he doesn't take it down, he has further 7 days, or he will have his channel take down. Nice. Yeah, I don't understand that. You got a problem with someone. And you think that's any way to solve it whatsoever. Is amazing. The energy, the wasted energy that goes in to hurt someone. Brian says, oh, I thought Charlie Brown was bald. Hey, he had the right idea. He got it completely out of the way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think I'm going to guess Charlie Brown, 9 years old. Have they ever said, has Charles Schultz ever said how old Charlie Brown actually was? If you're bald at 9, you never have to worry about it for the rest of your life. Of course, he had like what, 4 or 5 hairs sticking up. So that could be pretty stress inducing. Because now you got to worry about those 4 hairs, What if you wake up today and you find one on your pillow and you got 3 left and you're thinking, man, it's just a matter of time now. Sniper says, Big Sam, try harder with the trolling. You sound very common. Yeah. It's all been done before. I'd be honest with you. There's absolutely no reason ever to make another ball joke because I think every ball joke's been done. I don't know, but I guess I heard a few originals, or at least clever from time to time. We've had some really funny trolls come in. My favorite one was when Sniper might have actually been here for that. When I was told that I looked like the version of Spider-Man that was bitten by a regular spider. I don't know why that cracked me up, but it made me laugh all day. Someone says when people tell other people they're bald, it's disrespectful. No, you know what, Soma? It could just be honest. In fact, and Selma, this might be shocking, and I hate to break the news to you this way. In fact, I am bald. I don't go around telling people that, you know. I figure it's sort of on a need to know basis that um, not everyone can handle that right off the bat. I kind of wait until we become good friends, and then I pull people aside and I say, I should tell you this, but I'm bald. Most people handle it pretty well. Hey, toy pups. See, Daddy says I also reported a defamation against him, which is still being reviewed. I'm glad you stood up for yourself. Someone says hi, mom. Danny says puppy mommy. Someone says no ball jokes because you could hurt someone else's hurts his feelings. I think most people take it in stride, but I agree, Selma. What is the point of making anyone the attempt of making anyone feel less? Life is difficult. Buddha hit the nail right on the head from the get-go. Life is suffering. Hey, Joe. A lot of people never get past the first noble truth. Life is suffering. In truth, it is the actual word he used is from the Pali language, the language of the Buddha, meaning dukkha, which means inherently unsatisfying, transient. But we suffer because we cling to that which is transient, like hair. Had I been obsessed with my hair, had I invested my identity in my hair, I would have suffered when I started losing my hair. However, I wasn't caught up in it. Doesn't mean there's not other things that I get caught up in. Being very physical my entirety of my life, I gotta admit, there's a slight degree of suffering getting older and not being able to do everything I used to do, or taking longer to be able to do the things that I used to do. Cat says, "Toy pups, you're not going live lately." Sniper says, "Regular spider bite, classic." Exactly, Sniper. That's the way to do it. It turns out this guy was actually a comedian in Las Vegas, and he was testing out his material. He used to come here pretty regularly, and he's like, "I like coming here and testing my material on you because you don't get upset about it." How you doing, Joe? Danny waves at Hawk. Everyone says hi. I appreciate that, Selma. Selma stood up for me. You are a good friend. Hey, T. He says, "So Yogi and all." Selma says it can make people feel uncomfortable. And we don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. So the reason I was talking about Buddha and suffering is because life is difficult enough. You guys heard me say this before. Ram Dass, this is towards the end of his life when he was asked this all important insight. Why are we here? Joe says, "I'm good. How are you?" "Awesome, Joe. I'm doing pretty good." "Hey, Princess Abby. How are you?" "Why are we here?" And Ram Dass paused and he thought about it, and everyone leaned close. For one, he had had a stroke 10 years before. And although he recovered remarkably well, he never fully regained his ability to walk, and his speech was very halting. But he used that for his teaching advantage because silence says a whole lot. So he would have long, extended periods of silence, and everyone leaned close, and they expected this yogic wisdom from one of the great modern uh, yogis, definitely of the 20th, 21st century. And he said, we are here to just walk each other home. We're all just walking each other home. And I absolutely love that. So you can come in here and you can walk home with us. You can walk a friend home. You can literally, well, virtually, put your arm around someone and make them feel better. You can use YouTube for that. You can use YouTube to make someone feel better, to make one person feel better. Or you could tear them down. And the choice is entirely yours. However, you don't even know you have a choice. Most people simply react. You did this to me, so I need to do this to you. Or I will feel better. I've had a rotten day. My wife yelled at me. My boss did this to me. My car ran out of gas or whatever. You deserve to suffer a little bit too. Instead of knowing a cosmic truth, if I lift you up, I lift myself up. If I am kind to you, because kindness, practicing kindness is kindness. Practicing patience is patience. Practicing forgiveness is forgiveness. And we do what we most need to have. We only receive what we can give away. Do you want to feel kind? Do you want to feel patient? Do you want to feel forgiving? Do you want to feel loved? Do you want to feel at home in your body? At home in the world? Then give all that away. Lift someone up. Even if you don't want to, even if you think they did something to you or did something to someone else or they're a rotten person, lift them up anyway. Hulk says, watching IP Man, the story of Bruce Lee's sensei. Nice. I've read a little bit about him. Someone says, I don't want anyone to hurt Yogi. I don't want to hurt Papi Mami. Thank you, Selma. I appreciate you being such a good friend. Hey, Songho, how are you? Someone's going to prank her boyfriend, Harrison. The prank is, I'm going to wake up. Not going to wake up. It's a hard prank. He might smack my butt. I hope he doesn't. So, our friend Danny, we might do a forgiveness exercise, meditation, visualization later today. I just want to put it in form that might be useful. For me, it's always helpful to help return someone visualize innocence. Everyone was a kid. Everyone was a child. Everyone retains that child. If you can visualize someone as having that same childlike innocence, even visualize them as they might have been as a child, you would never, never wish harm on anyone ever again for any reason. I know everyone likes to say, but what about? Or he did, or she did. Doesn't matter. Our friend Miss Blipper talks about hardcore. Course in Miracles says, see, everyone is innocent because they truly are. That does not excuse behavior, but people aren't their behavior. Hey, life. Life says, like, done. Appreciate that. Life says, waves. It's a Derek, sir. How are you, my friend? Someone says, I would take you guys with me and I would be co-streaming with you guys while I'm doing it. We'll be 10 to seat because I'm good at that. Awesome. Selma. Life says hi to Selma. And Michael says, oh, I was right in the middle of reading that, Michael. Hey, Tandra. Tanya says, hi, Yogi. On my way, just stopped in for a break. Called in to say hi and thumbs up. Thank you. Much appreciated. So in just a minute, guys, I think our friend Jace is going to be live. Well, let me cover a couple things. Our friend Goga, he is live. He has a January Pulse chat, taking questions as well as a giveaway. Our friend the Burpee Reaper is doing a burpee session at lunch. Trending Live will be live later. I thought maybe I thought maybe, sorry guys, that Stuart and Jace might be live yet, but I don't see anyone. Susanna, Mahjong, Brown Single Mother, she is live streaming right now. I wish I could drop their links. Unfortunately, I can't. Daisy says, raining here. Yeah, that's a cold rain too, because you said it's 63. And I know you're not, I know you guys aren't used to, that's cold for Florida, for outside of the panhandle, Florida. Let's see, everyone's saying hi. Don't fall, Thelma. Michael says, Yogi, comedy is all about timing. Some people don't know how to tell, and roasts are only good if they make you laugh or are edible. Some people are just rude. I agree. Here's the thing, though. Everyone thinks they're getting something out of what they do, or they wouldn't do it. They think that they get a boost of self-esteem. They think that they can make themselves feel better. They think whatever. Who knows? But they do think they're going to get something out of it. But they don't, ever. You never get anything out of unkindness. Danny says, Yogi, I agree with you about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a tool that returns us to the present moment. And in the present moment, nothing has occurred that has hurt us. Imagine that. Everything that has ever hurt you is a thought about the past, and the past is never present. The great line from A Course in Miracles says, the one holy true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. However, we can presently hold trauma in the body and neurological pathways in the brain that link us to those past events. Sorry. But the past is still done. So we can take the present moment and help erase those traumatic patterns in the body and in the brain. That's what forgiveness is. The great eraser. I'd like to use the example they use in Ho'oponopono about the whiteboard. Michael says, sorry, I had a typo, pal. That's okay, Michael. Let me catch up real quick. Life says, it's a beautiful life. Someone says, party time. Life says, yes, Yogi, thoughts? Cool. Thank you, Life. As I mentioned before, if it's ever a good live, a funny live, a kind live, or a beautiful live, it's because I have cool, kind, funny, what other adjective I used previously that I cannot remember, here in the live stream. It truly is a live stream about you guys. Let's see, Life says, my opinion is what you think you speak. Life says, today, Yogi, sir, you chose a beautiful white color. You look fresh. Thank you. I appreciate that. This shirt is old. 2000, I think 2000, probably 10 years plus old. This is from a race called the Triple Crown. And you do a marathon, half marathon, and then a 5K race. And you have as much time. So for the marathon, it was on the trails. So pretty rocky, pretty steep climbs, unstable surface. And you had 6 hours, I believe, to do the marathon. And then you had, after the marathon, if I'm remembering correctly, you had um, as much time. So let's say if you finish marathon in um, 5 hours and 59 minutes, you had 1 minute to rest before you had to start the half marathon. And then you had 3 hours to do the half marathon. However soon you finished that, you had that amount of time before you had to start the, I think it was a 10K, not a 5K, if I'm remembering correctly. Good times. Cat says maybe they're not thinking, maybe they are unconsciously splitting out some of their misery. I think so. Remember, everything is a projection. It's an important thing to remember. And I'd like to offer that to Danny when we talk about forgiveness. It makes it easier if you realize that anyone that you seek to forgive has just been living in the perceptions that they've projected. If they could see the world differently, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. We all like to think of well, they should know better. They should, but they don't. But we can teach them. And the only way we can teach them is through patience, kindness, understanding, forgiveness, which is a lot to put onto us, right? Sounds like it, except that's who we truly are, in essence. The problem is we are caught up in our own perceptions due to our projections. So we need to heal ourselves. So let's start with forgiving ourselves for having these projections. Hey, Pokemon. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you, Pokemon. Life says one more thing about Yogi, sir, is that you read each and every comment with protocol. I try. Sometimes because we've gotten some more people in, I've fallen behind a bit, but I do try to get. Thank you. Michael says, yeah, many people who are rude to others are only acting out their feelings about themselves. True story. Excellent, Michael. So, Michael, when you say true story, um, that you've realized you've done that yourself or you've had that done to you, I know I've done it to other people, unfortunately. And with a little bit of insight and a lot of hindsight, I can see why I did that. It's exactly what Michael was saying. This is when it gets painful because you start getting some awareness of your behavior. You start getting awareness of the projections as well as everyone going through it. And it becomes painful because you think, I can't believe I did that. Now you know, now you have awareness and you create a little bit of suffering for yourself. You wish you had done better. This is where self forgiveness comes in. You didn't know what you know now. Someone says, hi, Pro Command. Life says, well, but your shirt looks so new. Looks like you're so much good to your things. Appreciate. Funny you say that. One of the books I'm reading now is Making It About Them by Kenneth Wapnick. And it talks about, well, the actual title is Cast No One Out, Making It About Them. And everything is a them. Everything. So you treat everything with kindness. You treat everything with patience. You treat everything with generosity. Everything. The chair you sit in, the mouse next to your computer, the glasses on your face, everything. Everything's a them. Imagine being happy to make yourself a bowl of oatmeal and appreciating everything that got involved in making that oatmeal, including the bowl, including the spoon. Life just becomes this big, big celebration. And you forget. and then you celebrate your forgetfulness, and then you get in a bad mood, and you celebrate that you have a mood, that life can be so good that you can afford a bad mood. Fukushima says, hello, it's snowing. How much do you think you're going to get? Let's see. Michael says, I had that done to me. My former stepfather was a jerk when I was a kid. I'm sorry you went through that, Michael. Someone says, I love you, my lovelies. We love you too. I'm sorry, Michael. So, can you look back on your stepfather with a little bit of forgiveness, maybe? I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. I'm just wondering if you're able to at this point. Kat says sometimes it's hard to discern if I'm seeing somebody else acting out. Is that something that's being reflected to me, or do I just recognize that as something I have done? That is both a good and important insight and a great question. Now, in Ho'oponopono, they would say that if you, anything you see, we're in a participatory universe. If you see something, if it's occurring within your consciousness, then we are responsible for it. Does that mean we caused it? No, but there's a difference. Responsible, remember our ability to respond. How do we respond to what occurs within our consciousness? If we can respond with love using Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Then we are responding in a gentle and kind, loving manner, and we are creating a healing environment, even if no one's ever aware that we are doing that. What we're saying is, I'm sorry that through my participation in just being alive, of being conscious, of conscious awareness, that I am recognizing this. I am sorry. I'm sorry that this is occurring in a way that doesn't feel like it is the utmost benefit for everyone. Please forgive me, saying, please forgive the consciousness that is aware right now. We're not saying it to the person or even to ourselves. We're saying it to divinity, the divine. Thank you, because now that it has been brought to our awareness, we can respond accordingly. And I love you seals the deal because it's love that heals. Selma says, I'm spying on my boyfriend Harrison. So funny and fun. He's not on to you yet. He hasn't realized that you're spying on him yet. Someone says, I'm in the sugar rush. Let's see. Oops, I'm sorry, I missed it. Let me get back up there. I used to feed trolls. It is a point of harassment. Feed trolls to the point of harassment, putting the tables back at them, but that's not me anymore. You definitely have a healing presence, Sniper. Life says, sir, I have a question. If you are kind to someone, but he considers your weakness, then what do? You don't make it about them. It doesn't matter what he considers. You aren't being kind solely for the benefit of others. You are being kind because kindness matters, because your heart rejoices with kindness. If you realize that any thought that you have is just a thought, a representation of your perception of reality and nothing more. Remember, the map is not the territory, or the menu is not the meal. Then you also have to realize that their thoughts are representation of their perception, and they don't really truly matter anyway. What matters is the heart communication, Our heart is always telling us be kind. The ego, the personality, is always saying, not be mean for the sake of being mean, but be mean because what's in it for me? That's the whole basis of the ego is what's in it for me, because by getting, it makes it real or makes it believe that it's real. Through forgiveness, through kindness, we bypass the ego. It's the ego that says they might think that I'm weak, or they might think this, or they might think that. Good news is you are not the ego. So you can literally smile at the ego and think that needs a little forgiveness too. Ego needs a little bit of love, or better yet, just see right through it. Someone says, ate too much candies. That's not good. Michael says, no worries, it made me stronger. I already had forgiven, just don't want anything to do with it and through. Understandable. Someone says, I ran into the wall. Hurt my. Did you fall? Sorry about that, Selma. Tiffany says, go on life. He's just perspective and reality. Nice answer, Sniper. Life says, yes, mysteries is true because hardships make us stronger. Let's do a slightly different perspective as well. Hardships can make us softer, and that's good. Hardships should make us empathetic, should break us open. We should all have a broken heart because, as Leonard Cohen sang, everything has a crack in it because that's how the light gets in. Allow the heart to be broken because in that spaciousness, you will be able to hold everyone else who has a broken heart. You will be able to offer love, compassion, empathy. Hey, Long John, how are you? My mom always told me that I can't choose what may pop in my head, but I can't choose how to react to it. Nice. Let's add one thing to that. I like that a lot. Very wise mom. It's a very Buddhist and yogic perspective. You can choose how to react to it, or you can choose to respond to it. A response, just think of that word, response. It's a very loving word. I respond to you, or I could react to you. I almost went into a karate chop posture. That is my reaction posture. So you can react or you can respond. I know. I did not look very threatening. Even with my karate chop hands, I did not look very threatening. Someone says, Soma, I love candles. Someone says, Michael, we love you. Thank you, Selma. Yes, we do. Selma loves candles too. Oh, candies. I'm reading candles. I do like candles. I'm not much of a candy eater. Life says, well, I do kindness because my heart rejoices kindness. Satisfied with that answer. Here's the funny thing. When we make it about them, it comes back to us. However, if we make it about us, it never ever goes back to them, or only on the surface level. Someone says, I slept like a baby last night. Good. I slept with my electric blanket last night. I got this as a Christmas present from Mocha 2 years ago. And man, when you've had a hard workout and your muscles are sore and your joints are aching, it's like sleeping on a just warm enough heating pad. Mocha says, it turns out he was addicted to meth. Thankfully, after the divorce, my mom and I have been free from that drama for 20 years or more. Nice. Glad to hear that you're free. And that does put things in perspective, doesn't it? So was he a jerk or was he an addict? And which came first? Someone says, my butt doesn't deserve that. Let's see. Our friend Martine, Food from Afar, is here. And speaking of which, Kiwi steak pie is on the menu from our friend Food from Afar. Hey, let me give another quick look on the interwebs here to make sure that Jason Stewart aren't live, or if they are live. Jason's live. So if you guys want to scoot on over there. Let's see. Martine says, "Hi, Yogi. How are you? I'm doing pretty good." Martine, thank you. Someone says, "Michael, we care about you." Yes, we do. You're welcome, Martine. Hey, Christine. Christine, how are you? Toy Pup says, "Tandra, hi." Michael says, "Now let's get off that subject. I don't like talking about that." Understood, for sure. Hey, Isaac. What's maturity mean to you? It's a good question. I don't want to give a quick answer. But as it unfolds, for me, I think maturity means coming to terms with the fact that I am not my ego, but that I very often react as if I am. That I very often, still, even knowing better, have my feelings hurt by slight things that really don't make a difference. But maturity is being able to see that and knowing that it's not true, that it's fiction. Just because I feel something does not mean that it's reality. Doesn't mean that I am responding to an actuality. I'm just responding to the perception of what I'm seeing. Daisy says, "Still here, Yogi? Just listening to the conversation." Thank you for hanging out, Daisy. Life says, "Hi, Toy Pups. Choo choo chota hi." How close did I get to saying that right? Toy Pups is saying hi to everyone. Someone says, "Puppy Mommy, I'm going to prank my boyfriend Harrison. The prank is I'm going to not wake up. He might smack my butt." Christine says, "I'm good, Eric. Thank you for asking. How are you today?" And the chat. I'm doing pretty good, Christine. As mentioned, cold. It's very cold here, but we're getting by. Isaac says, "Well said." Thank you, Isaac. Hey, Isaac, what about you? What's your perspective on that? Someone says, "Zero Smoy, I'm having fun." I'm glad you're having fun, Soman. Someone says, "Yogi, who did you say was into true crime? And what's his name in chat here?" It's a good question. See if I remember. I'm going to have to think about that, Songhill. Toy Pup says, "Thank you so much, Yogi, for sharing your lives. Always leaves us more aware of ourselves and our behavior." And send us some love. Thank you, Toy Pups. Someone says, "Puppy Mommy, cha-ching." Someone says, "Puppy Mama, Selma missed you too." Toy Pup says she loves true crime, but that's not who I was thinking. I can't think of who it was. Nate the Great Podcast says, Thrill, blessings to the chat. Thank you, Nate. How are you? Nate, how are things in New York? I'm double checking your channel, Nate, because I haven't seen any updates in a bit. So I wanted to make sure that I have all notifications. Because I see just yesterday, 15 hours ago, you had a live stream. Hopefully it's fixed now. Oh, Mocha. I did say Mocha. Thank you. Mocha enjoys true crime. Michael says, what happened to me was in the past, and I probably wouldn't be the person I am today. I didn't go through it. If I didn't go through it, although I am back in touch with my biological father and his side of the family. Nicely said, Michael. Especially about being in our past. Nate is sending some love to Selma. Life says, thanks, Yogi, sir, for your kind words and live. Feeling sleepy. Join you tomorrow to learn from you something new. Thank you, Life. Thank you, my friend. I always appreciate you being here. Nate says, I'm okay, staying warm. Yeah, it's cold for you guys, too. Toy Pups is big true crime fan. As well, by the way, true fact, Toy Pups likes professional wrestling, WWE, and the UFC. Someone says, Nate, how are you today? Nate says, YouTube sucks with notifications. Yeah, they can, can't they? Let's see. Michael says, he's been absent for 30 years, give or take. And I'm actually enjoying meeting his side of the family. Nice, Michael. So, Michael, you said you're in touch with your biological father. Good. Toy Pup says, Smoka, you are the queen. Says hi to Nate. Are you guys subscribed to Nate? Sunga says, Puppy Mommy, if you ever have time or bored, watch a video about the case Rebecca Vorsch. There are English ones. We got the link drop for Nate the Great. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Toy Pups. So I'm still spying on her boyfriend, Harrison. Songa says, what's Mocha's name in the chat? She is Master Sergeant Retired Mocha. I'll ask her to, well, she's still on break from school. I'll ask her to stop by, hang out with us. Maybe I can get her to come in this evening. Nate says, I'm good, Selma, and yourself. Toy Pup says, found it, Songho, looks good. And Mocha, by the way, is a retired Master Sergeant, 23 and a half years in the U.S. Air Force. Served very proudly and with distinction. Let's see. Michael says, sorry for bumming the discussion down a bit. I wouldn't have mentioned it if it wasn't brought up. That's okay, Michael. That's, you know what? Nothing is off limits as far as talking about what we've been through and or even still going through, how we heal. And it's also how we help others heal. So someone might hear your story, Michael, and it might be just what they need to hear to maybe get in touch with their own uh, feelings of what they've been through growing up. Maybe something similar, or maybe just similar enough that it just sets that spark. Never doubt that sharing things like that can actually help in deep and profound, meaningful ways. Tip Up says, book is very distinguished. You love her. Tip Up says, I never remember the names. I just remember the stories. Joe says, looking at my old videos and realize there's a big difference. Oh, yeah. There's a big difference in how you look, and there's a huge difference in how you move. Amazingly so. But it's funny how we need that. I'm glad that you filmed it, because now you have the proof and you see how far you've come. And by the way, this was maybe a month or so ago. You brought up Lee Hazard doing that video on you. And that was amazingly said by Lee. Lee's a good guy. So it says, Mom, has a new friend on live. He speaks Spanish and English. You can join me over here. Over there. Toy Pup says, thank you for sharing, Michael. We appreciate it. Absolutely. And Nate says, inspiration comes from all angles and perspectives. Yeah, this is true. And that's important to consider, all angles. Someone's talking about her new friend on live, speaks Spanish and English. You can join me over there. Christine says, Nate, hello. Hey, Pauline, how are you? Sniper says, greeting, Christine. So above all, I'd really like this place to be a healing channel. I am not a healer. You guys are. We all come together and we create a healing environment. That's the important thing. Pauline says, I'm good, Eric. How about you? Pretty well, Pauline. Although I'm questioning why Pauline is not a moderator. If you guys would like to connect with Pauline, this makes it a little easier. Pauline, if you'd like to connect with anyone, this definitely makes it easier for you. I like Pauline's channel description because it is succinct, straight to the point, and offers a lot about positive vibes, learning, cooking. It doesn't get more to the point than that. Christine, let's see. Toy Pup says yogi are a healer. I think we come together in healing. Pauline says, greetings to Squirrel. And Christine says, Squirrel Sniper, hello to you. Hulk says, I talked to Lee and said if he wanted to do an interview, I'm down. And he seems like he wants to do one. Nice. It's a shame that him and Joe Hortite don't do their podcast anymore. I'm definitely looking forward to that, Hawk. Hey, you know what? I'd love to see you with Goga. You'd be you and Goga would be a perfect match. Guys, remind me the next time Goga pops in. He's doing a live stream right now. To mention, Joe could. More people need to see Joe, to get his message. Toy Pep says, "You're the glue that holds us all up." I like to think of myself as the glue that we used to put on our hands, the paste in grade school, and then peel it off. Do you guys remember doing that? Someone says, "There's a link." Thank you, Selma. Toy Pups drops a link for Pauline. Be positive and fun. You're absolutely right, Selma. Thank you for saying that. Being positive is fun. Toy Pup says, "You're beautiful and brave and so courageous, Selma. You're especially very smart. And she's very insightful, very wise. Like what she just said. Being positive is fun." Says, "I love being positive." It's an important insight that some people don't get their entire lives. Let's see. Sniper says, "Eric, your thoughts on our immune system is actually our biofield." I like that word. I've always liked that term, biofield. Next says, "Hey, the squirrel." Get everyone saying, "Hey, um, who's Yoga? I'm lost." Oh, Goga, Gogo. He's actually live streaming right now. He, you might have seen him here before. He is in Kenya. He's Kenyan, and he has a wonderful channel. He interviews all kinds of influencers from different things. Speaking of which, this Sunday, if I'm remembering correctly, it is this Sunday. Our friend Tandra is going to be a guest. Um, I had the good fortune of being the last Sunday of October. So it's all kinds of influencers, um, who are putting out a positive message on YouTube specifically. And he will sit down and interview them. And he makes it a big deal. Extremely well done, professional. I will introduce you, Hawk. And I think he's going to agree. Toy Pup says, "Selma, you are yogi in training." Yes, she is. Absolutely. Michael says, "Yogi, I just told you something that therapists, when I was a kid, couldn't even get me to reveal. So, yeah, I think you are a bit of a healer." Michael, that was a huge honor. And thank you so much for that. Because in sharing that, like I said, I really think that you reached and touched quite a few. And it's a thing that things like that are never ending. If you just reach one person and in turn, they reach another person, see how that ripples out, the butterfly effect? That was a brave thing, Michael. Oh, Kat says, "Toy Pups, I don't know if you answered earlier. Have you been going live? And if not, are you going too soon?" Toy Pups, are you still here? Christine says, "Cats, hello? Cat and Jack, hello." Someone says, "I choked in my spit." That's not good. Chevy is my brother. Lizzie is my sister. Songho is back. Welcome back, Songho. Pauline is waving at Cat and Jack. Brenna's Todes family. Songho says, "Oh, it's Jason's live." Nice. I got him up and running. I pop in every once in a while to look. Let's see. Michael says, "Be careful. You might down that way, Selma." Cat says, hi, Pauline. Let's see. Toy Pup says someone has a whole online family. Hey, Toy Pups. Cat and Jack has a question for you. Um, if you've been live lately, and are you, if not, are you going to be live lately? Let's see. There it is. Have you been going live? And if not, are you going too soon? My spit is the worst. I think everyone's spit is the worst. Cat says hi, Pauline. So I hope everyone has that opportunity to connect. 32 thumbs up, guys. Much, much appreciated. Danny's waving at Nate the Great podcast. Let's see. Sample says Eric Goga's man of his word. 100, he changed his name. Did he? I just saw him live. Just let's see if I can find him again. I see our friend Jamie Brown is live. Joe, by the way, Hawk, he's going to be live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. He's doing seals today. Just bringing Goga up real quick. I also want to say hello. There he is. Goga with a heart. Just checking in, guys. And he is his ever present joyful self. He is, hold on, guys. That is Goga. He is a man of joy. You hear him? Give me a second, guys. I'm just listening in. You gotta love spending time with Goga. All right, let me dive back in. We're gonna wrap things up in some couple minutes, guys. Let me catch up. Someone says I put the link up for Papa Mommy and Yogi as well. Thank you, Selma. Michael says, and for the next stream, let's talk about happier times. I haven't thought about that stuff in ages. We will definitely talk about happier times, Michael, for sure. Hawk says just posted it. So it's gonna be 7:30 your time, right? Or am I mistaken? 3:30 my time, 7:30 your time. Michael says, and I have a premiere scheduled for 9 a.m. Friday morning to be 10 a.m. my time. Guys, don't forget, Michael will be doing a premiere Friday morning. This will be the second one with his new channel name, the new direction that he's taking his channel. Pauline says, Selma, just sub to you. Nice. Someone says, Michael, can you check the link out? Daisy says, I'm going to say goodbye now. Bye, Yogi, and bye, everyone. We're going to say goodbye, too, in a minute. Daisy, thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. Are you guys subscribed to Daisy? It is a fun way, relaxing way to spend some time. Give me a second. Just checking in on some of our friends. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Let's see. Someone says, Christina, love you. Nate the Great says, blessings to everyone. I might have missed making lunch. Enjoy your lunch. Thank you, Toy Pups. Someone says, I love you guys. I love you too. So, this evening, we're going to talk about happier times with Michael. And I want to do just a little forgiveness exercise with Danny. And I keep promising that I'm going to make odd sounds. It sounds ominous, doesn't it? Someone says you had a sandwich. Good. Nama, we're at the cat. Christine says namaste, as this Toy Pops. Namaste, my friends. So there's a reason for the hey, Sweating and Smiling. Says hello, everyone. Welcome, my friend. There's a reason for the odd sounds. Not just making them to be odd. I can do that anywhere. That we are doing them as vocal vagal toning the vagal nerve. We're going to do a VU sound. It's not a breath, although it does involve the breath to the extent, but we breathe in and we release with a VU. Then we do it 3 to 5 times. We do it again, but we throw in a wow. VU wow. And it's an amazing way of vibration is the key to all healing. Absolutely. And this is a very a deep vibratory breath that you will experience. It's a great interrupter. If you are in the midst of a panic attack, anxiety, everyone can't always think of a breath, but you can always make a sound. And then after you make that sound, we can introduce, this is another somatic exercise. Hug with one, press with the other. Deeply so. Remember, somatic exercises truly about self-love, giving yourself the love that you deserve, the love that you are not experiencing at this moment. Give it to yourself. And then we might do the physiological sigh, which is another great breath that is almost an instant game changer, energetically speaking. So remind me, we'll try to do all of that. But mostly we're going to concentrate on happier times. The happiest of all time is right now. So thank you for giving me that gift. Guys, I'll see y'all later. Take care.